Hi guys, it's Mitch here. I'm just coming on to do the Facebook card reveals. Just want to say thank you to all those people that have been asking, am I feeling better? I feel much better now. I think it was just sort of like a little bug or whatever. But yeah, much better now, raring to go again. Really excited for the upcoming Spirit Magic tour, which is kicking off next week in Frome. Tickets are sold out for that event, so don't try and just roll up thinking you can come in on the night, because it is now sold out. But Bath, Weston-super-Mare, Hensridge, Glastonbury, and a few others are still available if you're wanting to sort of come along to one of the dems. Right, let's back to these cards. So card 1, if you've been drawn to it, we're going into reach out. This is all about not suffering in silence. Sometimes it's very easy to get kind of bogged down with our problems, with our situations, with our thoughts, and sometimes we forget to actually communicate with other people. Sometimes we kind of self-punish a little bit, and we sort of take everything on for ourselves, and it's about actually letting go of that a little bit and knowing that it's okay to confide in friends, family members, and sometimes if we have to reach out to like professionals, you know, therapists, readers, healers, whatever and however you need to kind of communicate and sort of debulk from the world, it's kind of okay to do that. And I think it's just remembering that, because sometimes, you know, we take on so much stuff and there's so much pressure being placed upon us as people. It's one of the main thing I come into contact with in readings, is that people just keep so much to themselves that sometimes they run the risk of almost spontaneously kind of combusting, and they need to just open up, they need to just share, and sometimes they just need space to actually talk and communicate their truth. So this is kind of encouraging that. So if you are somebody at the moment that is struggling or is suffering a little bit, don't sort of suffer in silence. Reach out to somebody, even if you've got to drop me a little message. I know people don't always like to sort of bombard me, but you know, my inbox is open to those that are really struggling. Obviously, I don't want to be sort of pestered all the time if people are just going to take advantage of that. But if you're at your wit's end, if you are someone that you feel you have no one else to turn to, then of course, you know, my inbox is there for you guys. And not just me, but there are other great people in this group that can help as well. And I think it's remembering that, you know, there's a sort of spiritual kind of family, there's a spiritual community, but how often do we actually kind of use that and sort of reach out and connect with those people? And I'm exactly the same. You know, there are times when sort of some of my friends or spiritual kind of family will drop me a message saying, Mitch, are you sure you're okay? You've gone a bit quiet or you've gone off grid. And sometimes they want to just sort of check in on me. And I'm like, yeah, everything's great, everything's fine. When sometimes it's not. Sometimes I am processing some of this. But, you know, I'm a Capricorn, and Capricorns are known, because we're an earth sign, our energy is to just go into the earth, to just sort of suppress. So sometimes these great friends around me, they will know, and they'll look out for the things and they'll try and pull it to the surface, or they'll maybe say, shall we meet up and have a coffee, a chat, whatever, and just create a diversion to get that communication kind of going, because sometimes that's needed. So if you are somebody that is sort of you know, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders, you're choosing for it to be that way. And it's about, you know, redirecting the energy a little bit, and see those that are around, and they do want to listen, they will listen to you, but give them the opportunity for your voice to be heard. Because how can somebody help you if you don't actually let them in? So there is a need to drop the armor. None of us are perfect, none of us are beyond emotions. We all have them, we all get them, and we're all entitled to experience them. They bring teachings, they bring higher understanding of self. So we have to go through some of that stuff, even though at times it's bloody uncomfortable, you know, and we don't always like to have to acknowledge things that are going on or happening. But the more we can, the more we can move forward. So don't suffer in silence, guys. Now, if you've been drawn to card 2, we're going into change your focus. It could well be for some of you at the moment that you're getting a little bit consumed in problems, in tunnel visions, and just feeling a little bit overwhelmed with life. And I'm a big believer, I say this a lot because it's so true. The mental mind knows no limitations. It's only what we choose to place upon it that becomes a restriction. And the mental mind, you know, what we feed our energy into, ultimately it attracts and it plays out the reality of the experience of the world around us. So with change of focus, if you are feeling a bit overwhelmed or a bit stuck or just a little bit consumed in something, look a little bit deeper, and could it be that you're actually unintentionally perhaps adding fuel to the fire? Could you actually be manifesting at times, not saying your complete problems, but maybe a problem that has happened? Are you allowing it or creating it energetically to expel out of control? It could well be that, you know, maybe you're feeding it. And so change of focus, redirect the energy, redirect the way that things go, and you'll find that energy improves. I had to cancel a client this morning. I was so annoyed, I was so angry, because next door decided they were going to do a bit of drilling, and they had a builder around, and luckily it wasn't for too long in the end, but like, it was really, really frustrating because I had to message a couple of people, and I had to redirect and cancel readings. And then I was so frustrated this morning, I was so sort of pissed off, because I was just thinking, right, I had my day all planned, and then it had to completely change. So change my focus. I decided to go on a walk with Oscar, and I just thought, right, let's go to the woods. So I sort of hooked him up, like took him off, and it was a bit wet in there because obviously it's been raining quite hard at the moment, but we just went and we just connected with the earth, and I sort of took myself out of that situation. Because he's very sound reactive as a dog, there was no point me having him around in the home while there was all that banging and drilling next door, because that would have just been no good for him. It wouldn't have been beneficial for him. I would have just got more frustrated. So the best way was to redirect our energy or change focus. So that was in a physical way. We physically took ourselves out of that energy. And that's what we sometimes need to do, whether it's a mindset thing or whether it's a physical disconnection and changing our focus. Break the energy up, because if some of you guys are feeling like, oh God, same shit, different day, on some level, you're choosing to accept that, and it doesn't need to be that way. So redirect, change focus, and bring something of higher value, of higher quality, even if it means a little bit of input, a bit of investment from you. It'll be worth it in the long run. And finally, we're going into card 3. We're going into the card of nurture. Now, this I think is really, really interesting. We're in a full moon tonight, or today, and full moon energy is, for me, very, very intense. Full moons are a great time to clear, to cleanse, to set new intentions, but to let go kind of any crap, of any bullshit, anything that's been weighing you down, any burdens that you've been carrying. So if you've been drawn to this card, this is about listening to your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, and the spiritual body, and nurturing, doing what's required. So if you need to go a little bit gentle or a little bit slow this week, give yourself that permission, give yourself that focus and the energy to do that. This is about self-love, self-care. Use the energy of the moon this evening to clear, cleanse, to release, just to let go of anything not serving your highest of good. And a great way you can do that is to literally write down your problems and just burn the piece of paper under the moon. And you don't have to necessarily go outside. If you've got like a window where the moon shines in, that will do, that will work. You know, it's all about the intentions that you're carrying more than anything. But nurture is a really important time to go easy, to go gentle. If you are someone that knows that you're sort of pushing yourself too hard or you're burning yourself out, there's a need to redirect this energy. Don't keep kind of spreading yourself too thin, because otherwise that's when illness can happen, and, you know, blockages and restrictions, because those things kind of come in to force us to sort of listen and to recognize, actually, maybe we need to slow down, maybe we need to catch our breath, maybe we need to take a bit of a breather. So don't let your body force you into that position. Nurture, do the energy of what's required so that it won't become a problem. That's really being encouraged with this card. So black is the color of psychic and spiritual protection, and that's really being emphasized with this. Okay, be gentle on you. So I hope you can make sense of these. Going to leave the energies with you. Stay safe, stay well, and I will look forward to catching up with some of you lovelies on Zoom and Facebook and in public events very soon. Take care, have a great week. Catch you soon. Bye.